Hey, everybody, this is Chrissy and Tanner from Common Sense Education. We're the editors at Common Sense Education. And every week we talk at you about a tool that you may be interested in. Chrissy, it's your week this week. What are we talking about?
We are going to talk about AIM Buddy Project. And what that actually means is the author, and let me first show you our review. It's a site through PBS Learning that's all about SEL. You can see it's for grades K5. And
You are not sharing yet. If you're meant to be sharing, we are not
oh,
seeing it.
son of a gun.
Insert the meme of Arthur's fist. You seen that meme where it's like he's like clenching his fist?
Many apologies. Here is the AIM Buddy Project. Here's our review. And here is the site. And basically, the overview is that you are taking two different levels of students, as in two different grade bands. They are buddying up. The older students are mentoring the younger students through a set of SEL activities that are based around the Arthur cartoon, and there are interactives that they use during these lessons. And I'm going to
this is a lot to wrap my mind around.
I know
This is a very unique thing.
Yes.
I've heard of this tool before. First of all, we're looking at the PBS site. I thought when you clicked over, I thought we were going to go to some new AIM Buddy Project site, but we just went to PBS. So it's hosted on PBS.
Yes, hosted on PBS. And I was never an Arthur fan, not as a child. I think it came after I was a child, to be honest. But also as a mother, no, I was not into Arthur. But I'm very sold on this product. And I'll tell you why. Because number one, the SEL topics that it covers, I don't see covered everywhere. So things like empathy, okay, yes, honesty, but then forgiveness, generosity, and learning from others. I haven't seen those everywhere in terms of SEL.
Forgiveness specifically is a very interesting one, especially just given a lot of discussion today about what may be missing.
Yes, it is interesting. And learning from others too, I think is really interesting. And so just to give you an idea, kids together will walk through these interactive comics, basically, and they'll come to these decision points. So in this particular interactive cartoon, I believe her name is Francine. She has forgotten her homework assignment. And so I think at this point, she's going to wonder what she should do. Should she tell a lie? Should she tell the truth? And at this point, the buddies can discuss what the possible consequences might be. So at the actual decision points, there are ways that kids can interact around these things. And so, teachers.
Well, one quick question. So they prompt the interaction, because I was going to say kids would just click immediately, right?
Yes. No, and the lesson plans are very specific and very thorough. So you can see here, there's the complete educator's guide, and then they break it out into different sections. It's very thorough. And there are at first little buddy sessions and big buddy sessions. And then you get into the actual meat. Now, here's the one drawback in my book is that it's time intensive. Altogether, there are 20 classroom sessions. So you can imagine, this would take a lot of time, a lot of prep to get this together. However, that includes all of the SEL topics. If you wanted to focus on just forgiveness, let's say, that would be 7 sessions total. So that's a little bit more manageable. You'd still have to figure out the logistics. But I think the fact that, the mentoring between older and younger students is so valuable and can be so powerful when there's this kind of discussion. and we don't get to facilitate that very often. So I love that this program does that. And if teachers are interested, there are some research findings that talk about the efficacy, which is also kind of rare in the SEL space.
So
So
how would you imagine this playing out? I'm thinking, would this be something like a library and media specialist would implement? Because you need mixed ages.
yes. Yeah, I mean, I think ideally, if you could get the whole school involved, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
If you can make it a whole school program. But yes, I think library time would work. I think if two teachers paired up and decided to do this
Yeah.
together, I think that would work really well.
Mhm.
Co-teachers, you know, I think there are lots of different ways, but yes, it would definitely take prep and time to get it together.
Yeah, and do you know if there are separate resources that are just for the little buddies and just for the big buddies? Do they go off and do solo work, or is it all collaborative work?
There are solo and separate sections. So first, the
Mhm.
little buddies and the big buddies separately are introduced to what this is all going to entail,
Mhm.
and then they come together. So I think it's all planned out really thoughtfully so that
Yeah.
you don't just throw the kids together and say, okay, go ahead and let's look at these comics. It's, you know, very thoughtfully scaffolded so that kids are prepped and ready for what they're about to do. And it's all
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, free, fascinating tool for SEL, published by PBS Learning. So check it out. You can see this review and a ton of other reviews, 3,600 and counting, at Common Sense Education, which is commonsense.org/education. We will be back next week and every week thereafter until we are rolled into our graves with this video series. We signed a really bad contract.
Yeah.
Someone send help, send lawyers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So see you next week.
Bye.